2 Thanksgivings?
I
don't know.
I'm still hurting.
Yeah. Oh my God. So we went to our buddy Kat Zingano's house, and she drugged us.
No, she did with
alcohol.
absinthe.
Yeah.
With absinthe. I'm the kind of gal that sticks to like wine and beer. I don't often venture into like the liquors and spirits realm.
Yeah, and if you do, it's like usually clear or brown.
Yeah, but
not green.
Yeah, the green fairy had her way with me. She fucked me up. She had me. I've lost patches of time from that night.
You could have gotten abducted and you wouldn't even know.
I don't know how I ended up in my pajamas so early in the day, or when I passed out on the couch.
Yeah, did you change? Did you do a costume change?
Yes, and I don't remember when.
It was like what was that movie? It was like How High or something. And there was like, oh no, the Dave Chappelle movie where they were all smoking weed the whole time. You turned into that guy on the couch. Like I was walking over to pick a karaoke song, and I'm like, oh shit, there's Jess. Jess is here. I thought you were in the bathroom.
Poke me with a stick.
Yeah.
See if I was breathing.
I poked her with the microphone and put on Little Mermaid soundtrack, and she
it
woke.
Revived me. It was the only thing that would work. You know me so well.
She went. It was great.
There's so on Kat's Ring camera, there's a picture of me stumbling off to my car to get my overnight bag.
That's great.
Like wobbling. Like I don't recognize this girl that was on the camera. I don't recognize her at all. I don't remember doing that.
Like the horror movies where they're like,
I'm not kidding you. She could not walk a straight line. It wasn't me.
Oh, well, like at least you just have Ring camera footage. I've sang full songs that I didn't remember. It's bad when you're like, man, I really should have sang that song. And then you're looking through the videos of what happened. And I'm like, oh, I sang it.
Sing it well, too.
Sing it badly. So badly. I feel like karaoke is made so that you can't sound good.
It always upsets me when somebody, because I really enjoy singing karaoke. I can't sing to save my life, but I enjoy it. It's fun for me. And when somebody in the group can actually sing, it's actually very upsetting for me.
I know. It's like, go home.
I'm like, what are you doing here? This isn't for you.
We didn't think that you were going to be here to sing karaoke. First of all, we didn't think you can sing.
Uninvited. Uninvited.
Yeah.
Never again.
No. That's still a faux pas. If you can sing and you're doing karaoke with friends, just pick rap songs.
Exactly. You got to even the playing field.
Nobody will be upset.
Yeah, you can't do that to us.
Yeah. Well, there were a couple fights. I mean, a fight that happened this week.
Yes.
PFL.
Yeah. PFL had their championship.
Yeah.
fights.
Yeah. Luckily, I didn't have to go to Saudi Arabia to watch because
I hear it's lovely this time of year.
Is it?
No. I don't.
It would look great for my sheet. Yeah, I think, I don't know. It would have been just like frustrating because I was going to go corner Jenna. Unfortunately, she got hurt. She was going as an alternate for the Dakota versus Taila Santos fight. So I was going to go with her, but man, they sent us all these crazy rules.
Tell me about them.
Oh, I don't even know if I should say it because the first thing they
It's
ask,
just between you and me.
the first thing they ask is for your Instagram and your social medias.
Oh.
Yeah, they're like,
They wouldn't let me in the country.
who?
See, we don't want that one.
Yeah, they're like, let's see what you've been up to. I think the thing they're looking for is criticism of Saudi Arabia.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's one thing I would be worried about. Well, I don't think I've ever said anything, but when somebody asks you, all of a sudden you're like, it's like when you get a blood test or something, you're like, I mean, I don't think
Is there something wrong?
I don't think I have anything. I shouldn't have anything, but could I?
Maybe. Yeah, it sent you on this downward spiral of all of your decisions you've ever made.
Yeah, it makes you just like a little more cautious. Like, man, I did sit on that toilet seat that one time, and
Fuck, that could have done it.
I did share a water bottle with the guy with the weird herpes bump.
Oh.
Whoops. Like you're always like, maybe, but then of course nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would always get uncomfortable thinking like, oh shit, maybe I should scrub my internet and see if I have said anything that would get me in trouble. So there was that. Also, they didn't allow men and women to be like in the same hotel rooms. So if I had gone with like our coach Johnny or something, then we would have to have separate rooms, which I'm okay with. But it's also like I've bunked with people before without any issues, and if the person didn't want to come out of the pocket and buy a whole new hotel room, they would have to anyway, because you have a female corner person and a male corner person who isn't married. And then the same with the gym times. If you're going to a public gym, the women have to go at a different time from the men.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of cultural differences.
Yeah.
And they like it to the point where they're like, these are the rules. Like, make sure you don't break these rules when you're over there, because we're only going to have so much power to get you out of trouble. So, yeah, it was a little scary. I'm like, ooh, I'm not leaving my sheet. I'm just going to stay in the comfort of my little personal space and not do anything over there. But both of the girls made it to fight night, so Jenna wasn't needed anyway. And, yeah, the fight was actually, I got to say, it was like, I was impressed.
Yeah, she went up against a really tough vet in Santos. Santos arguably beat our champion of the flyweight division in the UFC, Schevchenko. So it was, it was her biggest test to date, and she passed it with flying colors.
Yeah, and the thing that I was most impressed with was she didn't allow Santos to get anything going at all. And Santos, she's looked a little flat lately.
Yeah.
Like, she's looked a little flat since she left the UFC. Even her fight against Blanchfield, I felt like getting so close to the top and then having that stripped away from you, like essentially winning the belt in a lot of people's eyes, and then having that opportunity stripped away from you, from the judges, not getting to get a rematch, not being able to be next in line, and then fighting someone who just kind of gave you a lot of trouble right afterwards. I feel like she's lost a lot of steam since that fight.
I can see that. And I mean, it very well could be that. I don't know what it is, but those are the dots that my brain wants to connect. Honestly, it's a huge setback. It's a huge kind of, if you look at it that way, injustice, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Except for persevere and keep on grinding. And
I mean, that's what Schevchenko did.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people saw her winning that second fight, and she had to grind and persevere and just become that much better to the point where it wouldn't look close.
Yeah, these things are not meant to break us. They're meant to build us and, show us who we are. And sometimes it takes fighters just a little bit longer to build that momentum up again.
Yeah, and I feel like with Taila, it kind of worked the opposite, where she's been just kind of not the same beast that she was. And it could just be people were able to deal with her style better. The more video that came out, the more like you see her fight, the more you see what works against her. Sometimes that happens and a person becomes more figure outable. But in the PFL tournament, she was still winning. She was still beating people. And then when she got to the end, there was a lot of people who thought that she'd be able to handle Dakota really easily in the beginning of the tournament, kind of switching their answer. You know, just because Dakota, with her confidence, with her size, with her just ability to pick people apart in the striking and get off fast, like she's been impressing. Whereas Taila getting the tougher matchups in the tournament, getting kind of exposed for what could work against her, what couldn't work against her, she started looking less and less impressive going up. So I think once they finally met, Dakota's team had all the information they needed, and Taila was just kind of looking defeated once she stepped in there. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to address the criticism of the haters real quick.
Who's hating?
Okay, if you are in the position where you have the support of the promotion behind you, then you are most certainly going to be hated on by people who don't have that support. And I think it's rude for like media and stuff to kind of feed into this idea that girls are being catty with each other, when it's really just a reflection of, okay, your opponent didn't get any of the promotion, didn't get any backstories, they didn't get camera crews coming to film them train, and they didn't get people like caring about their fights, they didn't get people promoting their finishes in the tournament. All they saw were videos of this girl that they're about to fight. You're obviously gonna have some hate towards that, whether it's her fault or not. This is what happens. It happens in the UFC. It happens in any promotion. It happens on the local level too. You're always going to have haters if you're being pushed by the promotion.
Well, the thing is, I think that where there's a bit of confusion or a bit of assumption and wanting to narrate the storyline is that there was a lot of criticism towards the organization, mm-hmm. not the skill level of the fighter. Mm-hmm. That's what I was looking at mostly, and asking questions about what they're doing as far as promoting. I don't think that is necessarily off. I think that's fair and valid because it's very blatantly obvious what they were doing, and to question it or propose a question is not necessarily hate.
No,
it's a question.
And I don't remember anyone saying that they thought she was a Barbie or
no.
that she was a model. Maybe it's their moms. And I love this idea. Like, I keep saying that I should have done this like from the get-go. I think every girl should do this from the get-go, because this is what gets people talking. When you go, everyone thinks I'm just a pretty face. Everyone thinks I'm just a model and that I shouldn't be fighting. I should be taking care of my beautiful looks instead of doing this. And it's always cringe to the tomboys that never thought about that type of thing, to the girls who are just in there to beat people up. It's always just this thing that you feel like was made up by somebody. Like, nobody told her that. But this becomes the narrative.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure her opponents didn't say it, but this is the thing that's being talked about. But I think the thing that should be talked about is the way that she's able to break people down.
She has amazing striking. She commands the range, the distance, the pace of the fight, and what she's done is really impressive, especially with the limited MMA experience.
Yeah, she's been able to figure her way out of like hairy situations when she gets taken down, when she gets grappled. She's been getting even better at popping right back up, keeping people all off of her, and she's able to use her size really well. Mm-hmm. Like, this girl is huge.
Yeah.
I don't know how she makes 125. Like, it makes me want an atom weight division just so I can be a weight bully too. But dude, like she's huge, she's big and she's long, and everything she uses is really long. Like she starts with the leg kicks, she fills her range out there. She doesn't really throw that many punches until she starts going for the kill. But a lot of times she starts with like the body shots. Like she hits you with the big knee or the stab kick. She eats up the legs, and then. But and then she starts finding those shots to the head. And a lot of times when you see her really pick people apart, it's through the body shots. Like she gets them to the cage, she makes them flinch and then hits them in the body real nice and gets them to crumple over. So she was able to do that to Taila Santos, which no one has been able to do. I thought that was really impressive. How do you, I forget who asked this, but one of our fans asked, how do you think she matches up against Valentina?
I think there's only one way to know, really, and that's if they end up facing each other. I think that she could definitely pose some problems for Valentina, but what we've seen from Schevchenko in the past is that she really imposes her will and her game plan. She makes great decisions in the fight. She makes great reads, and she's able to take people out of their game. So I'm still thinking that Shevchenko's experience and her well-roundedness would nullify the range and the impressive striking of Dakota. But again, there's only one way to know for sure.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that we might actually get the chance because of the way that PFL's been looking.
Man, there have been...
Or PFLator.
There have been a handful of people that are just becoming very outspoken. Mousasi leading the charge. So much that the PFL released him from his contract, and now he's filing suit against them. And now we have people like Patty Mix, Corey Anderson, and Patricio Pitbull Ferreira. How do you say his name?
Patricio Pitbull, right?
Patricio Pitbull. We see them becoming very outspoken about their frustration of, promises to fight, of entire cards getting canceling, of their matchups going to somebody else. It just seems like this merger was not well thought out, and there really wasn't necessarily a set game plan for merging the two organizations, and the fighters are suffering from it. And I mean, if this keeps going this way, I see it dissolving and the UFC getting a lot of really amazing talent to mix in with the UFC.
I almost hope that it does, but at the same time, it's scary to have one monopoly.
I love that there are other options outside of the UFC. I don't necessarily want to see that happen, but this is not looking good.
It's not looking good at all. So, like, we have friends who haven't fought at all this year. They haven't fought since the merger. Sergio Pettis was just doing an exhibition boxing match because he was bored. And I'm hoping they paid him well, but, like, they're not going to pay him as much as what he's contracted to pay for, like, the job that he does, which is MMA. So it's a little... It's not looking good for the people stuck in the middle, the people who aren't getting pushed by the promotion, the people who are left on the Bellator side especially. It's not looking good for them because there doesn't seem to be money to fight these fighters, especially the ones that are making more. Especially ones that are making more than, say, 20 and 20 on their Bellator contract. And it seems like the PFL is going to end up owing a lot of people money. But the scary thing about it is that Bellator was the place that people went to finish out their career. And MMA.
They got paid well, sometimes even better than what they were getting contracted to pay in the biggest organization in the world.
Yeah, so now you've not only taken that option of fighting away from them, but you've taken the last years of their competitive life off of their off of their, career. Sorry. You know what I was saying.
Yes.
But yeah, you took those final years of competing off of them, and now they're left with not just less money, but not being able to finish their career the way that they'd like. And it breaks my heart. But
It breaks his heart too.
It does. It makes him stretch right in front of the camera. It breaks my heart, and I hope things get figured out sooner than later, because it's been a whole year now. It'll be a year in February or January or something like that, where things should have been sorted by now, or at least looking like they're getting a good rhythm going. And if anything, it looks like production is halted. It's like when you lose the money and then the factory and all the conveyor belts stop. Like, that's kind of what it looks like. And they're putting all their efforts into like the Middle East shows and into the tournaments, into PFL, and not much effort on the other side.
Yeah. So what it looks like, it's a bonds issue where they're not having enough money to secure the venues, because when you put on a show, the commission takes a percentage of the money to secure the spot, to secure that you have enough money to pay out everyone. I was involved with a bare knuckle boxing show.
Oh yeah.
That
the BYB.
Bring your own bare knuckle. I was involved in this show. I was hired to do analyst work and backstage commentary, do interviews, and I wasn't paid. None of the fighters were paid.
Yeah,
nobody was paid. It was in Illinois, and the commission did not secure the bond. So I think production got some of the money, but that was it, and everybody else's checks bounced.
Oof.
So this is why it's
the
really
fighters too, right?
None of the fighters
nobody got paid.
Nobody got paid. There were huge medical bills that need to be paid, because I was backstage interviewing people, and not one person didn't need medical attention.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was a complete catastrophe. So at least these things are being halted. There are precautions being taken. So it's not like they're fighting for free. It's not like people are working for free, but it's just scary. It's a scary thought to think that there isn't enough money to secure a venue.
Yeah. I mean, how do they have enough money to pay all the people who won $1 million this weekend?
Well, I think...
Because do you know anyone who watched, aside from me?
No. But the thing is, they get paid out in increments over a certain amount of time. It's not like they just get the money up front, is my understanding.
Okay. I would want that money up front, because I don't think it's going to be there in the next couple of months.
No, you get paid over the course of years.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be there. Hopefully for them. But yeah, Dakota might have to start that modeling career after all.
Well, I'm sure
she's so capable of doing.
She is basically making a resume for herself, and people will start knocking on the door.
No, it's definitely going to be one of those things where the people who can are going to be able to go off and have full careers. But she's 25? 26, like, she has time to figure it out. Yeah. I worry about the people who are nearing their 40s, people who are at the end of their career, who are just waiting and not hearing anything.
Yeah, and this is why, we see a lot of our MMA comrades going into these kind of boxing shows, doing exhibitions. They're just trying to stay busy and be competitive all they can, because when the door closes on that, you have to do something else. So you have to make the best of those opportunities while you can.
Yeah. Speaking of that, did you watch Dirty Boxing at all?
I saw highlights.
So I think that's a pretty cool sport. We talked about this, me and Adam. We talked about how that would be a cool rule set to have, just like Muay Thai with ground and pound, basically. Muay Thai, no kicks, and ground and pound. Mm-hmm. I think the only difference was we had knees in it as well. But so the rule set with Dirty Boxing is you have the 5-ounce gloves, you have the little MMA fingerless gloves. You are able to throw punches and elbows, and you can hit a grounded opponent.
Can you submit?
I don't know. I feel like maybe you should have a second to submit if they're punching you on the head on the ground. I don't think so, though. I don't think so.
Let me look at the rules for this.
Yeah, I think it's just a hit him and quit him kind of sport. But a few people like signed up for it, and Yoel Romero was the headliner.
Okay, so here are the rules for Dirty Boxing Championships. Gloves, fighters wear 5-ounce gloves. Rounds, regular fights are 3 rounds, each 3 minutes long. Championship and main event fights are 5 rounds, each 3 minutes long. Ring, a customized DBX ring is used. Ground and pound, conditional ground and pound, and ground and pound is permitted. Elbows are allowed. It says nothing about submissions.
No submissions, Jess. Guess you're not doing it.
That's bullshit. Going back to shoot boxing. I'm going to make shoot boxing a thing because you can do standing submissions.
Do they do? There's nothing about takedowns either, then, are there?
There's nothing about takedowns, but it just said that you could hit a grounded opponent.
I'm assuming the only takedown you can get is like a knockdown from a punch.
Okay, so let's see.
No grappling, kicking, or submissions.
Yeah. When one fighter becomes downed as a result of effective hand strikes, follow-up action and ground and pound will be allowed to continue as long as the strike's effective. So this is like every Street Fighter's dream rules. Is what it is.
I like it a lot.
Like, because if you're kicking, you're cheating. No stuff on the ground. You have to stand them back up and push them back in. So this is...
You will see no Russians doing this rule set. Not one. Not one Russian would do this rule set.
Man, I thought, I thought bare knuckle MMA was, the new street fight kind of rule set. But no, this is it.
That's it, because bare knuckle MMA, you still have to worry about breaking your hands, so you're not really throwing that many punches. You're going to try to grapple more than anything. Mm-hmm. And in this, like, you have the protection, so you can go crazy with the punches, like, get that adrenaline going. You can elbow. It's nice. Like, the only thing they need is like a glass bottle thrown into the ring every now and then, just like break it on the side of the cage or the side of the ring post or whatever, slash them. That would make it a full street fight.
I want to see them fenced in with chain link fence so that the glass doesn't get into the ring necessarily, and then just like brawls break out back in the stands.
This is this Roadhouse fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. Now I can picture it in my head really clearly.
Yeah. No, I think that's what it evolves into. So I'm kind of happy for Mike Perry. This is his promotion, and he's been kind of iced out of BKFC by Crazy Boy, who has been getting a lot of bad press lately.
So much bad press that he is being dropped from sponsors left and right. His boy Artem Lobov is suing him. He is just, this is a bad time to be Conor McGregor.
Did he try to assault him too?
We don't know. He's not speaking on that.
There's still a tampon in there.
Initially, you hear stuff in the press, and you just kind of hope that it's not true. But there seems to be a pattern of behavior, and this one actually went to court, and there were very vivid recalls of the incidents. Conor McGregor was asked to pay over $200,000 in damages. No jail time because of the court system in Ireland, how it works.
Interesting.
Very interesting. So it was just, it's just really unfortunate to see somebody that was shining so brightly and representing the sport really well. And this is where he's heading and what's going on with him. And I really hope that this is a wake-up call, if nothing else has been.
Yeah.
Time to, get back to, the straight and narrow. It's time to like wake up and realize that your luck is running out and you have to make some changes in your life.
And what year did this incident actually happen?
It was actually 2 years ago.
Okay.
So this has been going on for a while.
I know he's had like a lot of rough patches and then kind of comes out of it and does something and then has a bunch of rough patches again. He really needs just like a person that can, like a sponsor or something, a handler, someone who can put a muzzle on him when he starts acting a little too crazy, because he's become a menace to society. And if you believe all the claims that are out there about him, and like this one in particular, like reading her just account of what happened, and then the doctor's account as well of just the bruising and having to, yank a tampon out of her with forceps. Like that's it. Everything added up to her telling the truth in this account, and it's just like, it makes you feel bad for the family. It makes you feel bad for anyone close to her family, but also it makes you feel bad for Conor's wife, like his kids,
who's staying by him through all of this.
Like I'm always like, all right, she kind of knows what she's in for. It's like being a mob wife. She's just like, all right, go do your thing, but always come home and make sure the kids are taken care of. And
that's very old school.
It seems very old school, but that's how she has been holding herself throughout all these allegations, because it's not the first time that someone has accused Conor of sexual assault, sexual harassment. Like he has a track record. So I think that's why people weren't surprised when it happened. But now that he has to actually pay up, which is just like a drop in the pond for him, like the amount of money that he has to pay. But the real damage is to his reputation.
And to his future. What, nobody's at a certain point, nobody's going to be attached to his name. Whereas organizations like Bare Knuckle Boxing, companies like Proper 12 have all attached themselves to him because his name holds such value. And now you have, a lot of people, since this judgment was settled, they have been, painting over his murals in Ireland. Like people are just sick of it. Yeah. It's just, they're going on a huge campaign, just being very vocal about how tired they are of hearing about this, and people can't get behind it anymore. So this one, it was 2018 that this took place.
Okay. And that's like around the Dolly time. Around like when he punched the guy in the face at the bar for not drinking Proper 12.
Yeah. Well, and you would think that, okay, so it being so long ago and all of these court cases that he has to go through, you'd think by now he would have turned a corner. But he's still being videotaped, like being unhinged, going out and doing crazy things. So it really makes me wonder what's going on.
Yeah, he needs a handler. I'm telling you, he needs somebody who is responsible for making sure he doesn't do shit. Like,
do you really think that he hasn't?
Like, he needs a guy with a tranquilizer dart that can just. All right, we got to get Conor out of here.
I've heard and experienced things like this before. When people get so big, people want to be near him, and they're called yes men. Nobody wants to say no to this guy because they want to be part of the fun, the party. They don't want to be a drag. They want to be reinvited again. They want to be like part of it. Yeah. So they just keep saying yes, and this is the kind of thing that happens.
Yeah, I mean, he's the biggest star in MMA, so it's understandable how this can happen. It's just always disappointing. Like, you always want your champions to be good people. Yeah. Like you want them to be George St. Pierre's, and you want them to be Wonder Boy Thompsons. You want them to be like those people who are doing charity runs and teaching kids and not touching them, it's and then when you hear about shit like this that happens, it just, you feel like it takes a bit of you out of it too, because like you enjoy watching this person perform. You enjoy their skills. You enjoy everything about what they do in the cage, but outside of the cage, it's completely different story. So it sucks when this happens. And I don't know. He's kind of making John Jones look like a hero right now with the stuff that he's getting into, and Jones being able to stay out of trouble for a good 2 years.
Good for him.
Yeah,
it's a record.
Good job. Good job.
think-
Oh wait, maybe. When did he headbutt the police car?
Shh. Stop.
Never mind.
Stop yourself.
The police car had it coming. It had it coming.
Yeah, so did the USADA representative. But that's neither here nor there. The thing is, MMA fighters, athletes,
You probably love that. You did. He did what you wanted to do.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I just know that.
You're like, she deserved it.
I mean, I wasn't mad about it. I fucking wasn't.
I mean, they can be pretty disruptive of your day.
They're awful.
Especially, what was the thing? He was day drinking. And then
he was having a family party.
Yeah, don't
leave that alone, man.
If USADA had showed up to our Thanksgiving party, it would have been an issue. It would have been a thing.
Yeah.
It would have been very hard to wrangle everyone. We'd like, I'm gonna pee in the beer pong cup. Catch it. You missed it. You felt that. We're gonna mark that as you not being there. That was Angela Trill answered the door.
Oh man.
Yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about? Let's move on. This is depressing. But I am happy for Mike Perry because Conor is kind of icing him out or at least that's what it seems like. I don't know if there's any truth to it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it because there have been plenty of shows since that has happened.
Yeah, since the Jake Paul, Mike Perry show, Conor went online and said, "You're fired," and made a big deal about him losing to Jake Paul. And I guess he hasn't booked him since in BKFC. I'm
just kind of confused as to what his actual role
That's what I was going to say. Does he have the power to persuade the company not to fight him, or is it just a coincidence?
Well, maybe
not anymore.
Maybe not. Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But
I don't know what his actual role is.
No, I don't either. I don't think he's running things. It seems like Francis Ngannou has a lot of say in what goes down with the PFL stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if he has that same kind of power, or if he's just a mascot.
I thought he was just a mascot.
That's what I thought too.
I don't see Feldman really giving up any kind of power.
Yeah.
But McGregor is the thing that's going to draw people in again,
Yeah.
So I would have to
for now.
For
Maybe
now,
not anymore
until people get tired of it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be attached to it, and it's understandable.
So the question is, would you do dirty boxing?
No.
I think I'd be into it. I think I might try it out if it's still around when I'm looking for a fight, looking for a place to finish off my career, and Bellator is no longer with us.
Oh, they don't have our weight class
sad.
anyways.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. And dirty boxing is probably no weight classes.
It looks like you two.
Yeah. You. Hey.
It's like my first ever smoker fight.
Oh.
You're girls. Fight.
Yeah,
cool.
she had 50 pounds on you, but she just happened to be the same height.
Yeah, exactly.
Girls, it's equal. It's fair. Oh, man. So Yoel Romero was on that, too. I thought that was kind of cool. It looked like they flew in a bunch of talent. They flew... Not talent, but a bunch of MMA celebrities. John Jones was there, Paige Van Zandt was there. They just had a bunch of people in the crowd cheering it on. Oh, and then there was some guy from, I guess he was contracted to fight in karate combat, and he fought on the show too. Did I send you that?
No.
Yeah, and President Awesome was really upset by it.
I bet. It is crazy to me how, like, in the broadcast he always is.
Yeah, he's very much a character. I mean, I think this is
he's like a McMahon or something like that. He's always present. Whereas, like, you see, like, Dana White's rarely there. He's, putting the belt on in the cage afterwards. Sometimes you see him cage side, but he's like pretty reserved and just like a spectator for the most part. But this guy is always on the mic. He's always drawing attention to himself.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little pro wrestling-esque.
It's like the circus conductor.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it is a circus.
It is.
Karate combat.
Just jumping off the
biggest
walls.
circus there is. Dude, I want to do that too. I'm like, I want to fight in the pit. I want to fight boxing with elbows. I want to do all the weird stuff. I want to do the group fight too. I feel like that would be fun. Have you ever seen those?
We could definitely fight a man in a cage, you and me. We saw that. We saw that in a reel on Instagram the other day.
Yeah, those girls had no chance.
They girls got fucked up.
He
hit them hard. I don't think they were ready for how hard they were going to get hit.
So what I heard, I don't know if this is substantiated. I was just reading the comments, but from research. But from what I saw in the comment section, they thought that it was going to be like a fake fight where they're not really going to get hit. And it was supposed to be like this exhibition kind of thing. So I don't know if something was lost in translation or maybe they pissed him off at the weigh-ins, but he was fighting them for real.
He was hitting them hard.
He hit them so hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm laughing, but it actually looked kind of disturbing.
Well, you're laughing because it's uncomfortable.
It was. They definitely didn't look like they trained a day in their life. They did not look.
They looked really cute, though.
They were cute until they started getting their heads snapped back by this huge man who also couldn't fight, but he had anger in him. He was mad at society. He was mad at the hand he was given. And these girls get to come in here and act like they can hang with them, and then they just got pummeled. It was, I don't know.
Yeah, so, I mean, we could do that.
I think we'd have a good chance against that guy. Like, he was all head hunting.
I think we should challenge him.
We should.
Calling him out now.
Who has his at? We're gonna get him.
2 straws. What's that?
We'll make it a pay-per-view on YouTube or something, and
on our channel.
Yeah,
we'll stream it. We'll get all the profits.
We can get a good game plan going for this guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll distract him. You jump on his neck.
Oh yeah.
He looks kind of hard to choke though. I don't know.
We can get him.
Yeah.
I've thought about this too.
What is your theory for bigger necks or smaller necks? Which are easier to choke? It's bigger necks,
I think
right?
bigger necks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The arteries are closer.
There's just, less space. You have to make less adjustments. I think a smaller neck is a lot harder too.
What if they have like an extra chin though?
I think that is in our favor.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. More grips?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think so.
We're going to get him. We're going to avenge the
it's not
influencers.
See, you don't want to go for his you would have to like really go for his body repeatedly, because he has that extra layer. And I think for the neck, it actually works in your favor.
Yeah, the body shots would be hard to really get something going.
You'd be like, keep coming.
Yeah,
it would take a lot to chip away at that.
It'd be like that X-Man where you hit him and like
the blob.
Yeah, was it the blob?
Yeah. Absorbs everything.
You threw a punch and your fist gets stuck in his stomach. Yeah. No. And that's when he punches you like the influencer girl. So you got to be careful.
Yeah, we'll have to be fast.
Yeah. We have a few teammates we can attack to train for it. We'll go attack Sean Rose.
Oh, he would be so game too. He would let us. He's such a good partner.
Just like jump Adrian while he's holding pads.
Exactly. They won't even know how much they're helping us. We won't even tell them. It'll be a surprise.
We'll just throw them some money after the fight and just be like, here you go, buy yourself something nice. That dirty pay-per-view money. Oh my God. Yeah, that was bad. I feel sorry for those girls. And hey, girls, if you want to like come train, we can help you out too for next time you fight a man that is going to fight you. For real. You gotta be prepared. For someone whose mama didn't teach him not to hit a girl. You gotta be prepared for that.
100.
Yeah.
You always hope that they were raised right.
Oh, man.
You can tell when they're not.
Well, we got some more fan questions. We've been kind of glazing over fan questions without giving anyone credit for the question they asked. But we answered a few. But let's see. You have one that you wanted to throw in there?
So Kalini Sphere on my Instagram story said, I have a fight this Friday. What should my mentality be going into it?
Aw.
Well, good luck on your fight.
Yeah.
Good skill. I hope you trained hard. And I guess the mentality that you want to go in with for your first fight is no expectations. Be first, be confident in your training, and know that you've prepared for everything. And I know it sounds weird to say this, but as long as you're not attached to the outcome of it, attached to the result, it gives you a lot of freedom to be successful in moments of the fight.
Yeah, I agree. And also not being attached to the way that you're going to win.
Yes.
As much as, like, you always want to have a game plan for the first few seconds.
Yeah.
And if you've been training for this person specifically, you're going to have, like, muscle memory coded in for certain problems that your coaches thought might pop up. Like, they're a wrestler, you're going to have that muscle memory as soon as they shoot in on what to do. So you have to trust in your instincts a bit and take your brain out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, take your brain out of it. Just try to go with what you see in the moment. And a lot of times that'll help you out, because there's been so many times when I get in there and I freeze myself because I'm trying to make something work and it just isn't presenting itself.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's because you're so focused on one thing that you were either worried about or you thought you'd be able to land this thing and get the big KO, and you're so focused on that one thing that you're missing all these other opportunities in front of you, you know? So you gotta try to be in the moment as much as possible and practice that on your way to the cage. Practice that all week, just being in the moment, trying not to get into this like spiral where you're like, oh my God, I'm about to fight. What's going to happen? What happens if I win? What happens if I lose? If you can try to practice being in the moment, going, oh, I'm hanging out with friends. This is fun. You know, like, oh, I'm watching TV. Oh, now I'm going to get a coffee. Like, trying to be in that moment the entire week. It helps you be in the moment when you actually fight too.
And that's where the magic happens. And remember, it's a fight. Every moment you may not be winning, but it's not over till it's over.
Yes. Don't let like a tough moment take you out of the fight.
And have fun. Have fun. Kalanis
Fair. Oh, maybe I blocked her.
Oh. Well, I can't check. I'm on Do Not Disturb mode.
Oh, I spelled it wrong.
Oh.
VEIR. There she is. Where he is. There he is. He's one of them. Oh, look at this guy.
Just a wee lad.
Oh, you're so young. And remember, you're young as shit. So whatever happens, this is just experience for your future self, and like just go out there and have fun. It's one of those things that I wish I was actually able to do when my coaches would say it, like, go out there and have fun. And I'm like, this isn't fun. This is stress. I'm stressed as fuck. Like, why do you think this is a thing that can happen.
We start living in the future, present,
Yeah.
like you were saying, present is where the magic happens. Present is where you get into your flow state and everything can just be and come together and you can create. But if you're in the past or the future, that's where fear and anxiety live. And it's, as much as I say that and rehearse it to myself, it's still an everyday practice.
Yeah, so this is just a practice for in the future, but you got to be in it right now, which is why it's so hard to do. Dating as an MMA fighter.
Oh, it sucks.
Ben in HB is asking, what's that like?
It's not great, but I think in any walk of life right now, dating it ain't great.
Yeah. Is there less fear meeting a stranger for a date now that you're a fighter?
What happens to me is I find out after I meet them, I'm like, okay, this, could be a cool person to meet. And I really don't put any expectations on when I meet people or go hang out with them. I'm just looking for like a connection, a friendship.
Yeah.
And then see where it goes from there. But what really weirds me out is when I'm on, this like meeting, if you want to call it a date, a first interaction.
Meeting of people.
And they all of a sudden you find out that they're a way bigger MMA fan than you thought they were. All of a sudden they've like done jujitsu and they watch fights and they're mentioning fighters to you. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I need to get out of here.
Even when it comes to just meeting new, because I've been married for like 15 plus years.
Bless your heart. Stay married.
And I was always, I was not a fighter when I got married. So I don't know what it's like to date, but just even meeting random people who could be a friend eventually, that's such a big turnoff. Like new training partners too. It's just like, why are you talking about my fight that you watched and like that I lost? Like, why do you think this is fun for me to rehash it with you, person I just met? You know what I mean?
I'm not kidding you. I've been sitting across at dinner with this person, and this is like the second time I'm meeting this person, and I'm like, okay, like they cleared the first meeting, really cool, and then all of a sudden the second one you're talking to me about when I fought for the belt.
No.
Bro, no.
Don't bring up traumatic experiences.
No.
It's like, even if it was a good one, like, even if you're like, oh man, I love that fight where you knocked that girl out, and then that other fight when you subbed that girl, and then the other, it's just like,
they always want to talk about your failures.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm just saying, like, even when they're talking about your successes, it's still weird. It's still kind of weird. Like, you want to talk about other things that aren't like in the public eye.
I'm like, do you want to get to know me as a person or or what? Because it doesn't sound like it right now.
Yeah. Like, every person that I'm close with is someone who could tell you something that no one online or no one like as a fan would know about yourself. Mm-hmm. And if you can't get to that point with someone and you're just like talking about like your Wikipedia page and shit, then it's weird.
Like, why am I here? You can just go on the page and get all the information you need.
Yeah, you can just pretend
leave
you know
me
who
out
I
of
am.
this.
Yeah, so I think that must be hard. Is it have you ever had any weird moments like in the bedroom where they're like, oh, you put me in a chokehold?
I'm actually pretty selective of who I let in my bedroom, so no. No.
That's when you find out they're a huge MMA fan.
I remember I went into the, so I had been talking, this is like years ago. I had been talking to this guy, and I like finally get to the point where I'm like, oh, we're going to meet at his place and we're going to go for a walk. We're going to go like get food and stuff like that. And I walk in and there's this huge UFC coffee table book.
What?
I'm like, fuck. Fuck. Son of a bitch. All right, well, I'm not staying.
Hide your paraphernalia, guys. If you date an MMA fighter, especially one who's famous, who's in the UFC, don't have posters up. Don't have like coffee tables.
Weird.
Don't have your UFC hot dog brander.
It's like a betray of trust almost. All of a sudden, like I realized that things have been omitted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
How would you feel if someone was like, I'm a big MMA fan, but like we don't have to talk about any of that. I just want to let you know that I know
your heart.
Who you are.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate people being upfront.
Okay.
I do. But then that gives me the opportunity to like make a choice.
Yeah. Oh, you got a little what is that?
I don't know. Do it.
What is that? I think it's like microphone dust.
It's just
Yeah.
like a cat.
Yeah.
There's a little catnip on it. Yeah, it's just I think dating in this day and age is pretty challenging, but I've had a lot of kind of like underwhelming experiences with it.
Aww.
And I just tend to not.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I have other things to focus on.
I gotta go train.
I'd rather go train. I'd rather, focus on real estate. I'd rather, focus on my animals. Just,
Animals are the best dates.
Oh, they're so good. Except I always have to pay. I don't always feel like being a sugar mama.
I know, right?
But here I am.
As long as you don't turn into Mrs. Hands, then you're good.
I had so many. If you guys didn't see our interview with Chase Hooper yet, it's a good one. Go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, he's great.
And then make sure to like and comment on it. There were so many like weird things going through my head when he was telling me that. I was like they still do stuff like that in TJ at Hong Kong.
Yeah,
they still do like donkey shows, ping pong show, like all sorts of just like weird, crazy stuff.
And you won't hear if someone dies there because they'll just be dissolved in the hot tub.
It's like they never existed. Yeah. No,
yeah.
It's a weird one.
If you guys are ever in San Diego, you can take a quick detour to TJ and go to Hong Kong for the best experience of your life.
You will not be disappointed. It's world famous. People come from all over the world just to visit this facility.
People come from Hong Kong to visit Hong Kong.
They do.
In Mexico.
Google it.
It's pretty famous.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have some YouTube questions too. I want to get to the YouTube questions because you guys are the ones that are actually
Tribal
watching.
Tribal Clothes asked Death Proof or Planet Terror. Death Proof. Easy. It's great.
Huh?
It's a movie.
Which one?
Death Proof.
Oh,
Planet
no.
Terror.
Yeah, which one?
Death Proof.
Well, no, I'm saying which one is the best?
Death Proof.
Oh.
5 times. 5 times. It's the best. It's like girl power.
Wait, let me look those up because I feel like I'm thinking of something else.
Really good.
Death Proof. Oh, yeah.
Rosario Dawson,
I remember that
like
one.
high kicks.
With her foot in the
Bam.
window.
Yeah.
And Planet
yes.
Terror. Which one is it?
That's with Rose McGowan, and she has a machine leg, and there's zombies.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I've never seen Planet Terror.
Yeah.
But Death Proof, I've seen many times. I liked it.
That's good.
It was fun. Okay. So, YouTube questions. We have one. Okay. So, Axel971 is the person who asked how do we see her rank in the UFC? Dakota Ditcheva. They also asked if Manon versus Valentina is booked, who do you see winning?
I still say Schevchenko.
Yeah.
I do. Although I think that Manon is big, elusive. She execute her game plan very well, but I think that we've seen all of her skills. So I feel like Schevchenko, being who she is, being the great study that she is, and high fight IQ that she has, I think that she can figure her out. It may take a round or two, but I think she's got it.
Yeah, I think she has a lot of different tools. Like you said, she has like all the takedowns, the trips. She just has to be careful because if she goes in a little too eager, like we've seen her go in super eager and kind of mess up those like kind of sacrifice throws that she likes to throw, and they'll end up getting her in trouble. And I think with a person like Manon, you don't want to throw a big girl like that on top of you.
No, she'll stuff it.
Yeah, she'll stuff it. She'll take advantage of it. She'll sit on you. She can be heavy too. Like we haven't really seen Manon do ground and pound, but I bet if she got a good enough position, she'd hang out there and see what happens. So yeah, I think she just has to be very technical, very on top of where she's taking those risks. I think
More double legs, no throws.
yeah, I think she can win it with just the street stuff that she does, like just popping in and out with her big 1-2s and her kicks and all that stuff. I think she can win it with that, but I do think it's going to be a big test for her because of Manon's size. Like we were talking about with Dakota, when you have someone who has that size on you, who has that like bigness, like Rose broke her thumb just trying to hit her, you know? Or was it her pinky? Whatever it was, she broke one of her fingers just trying to hit the girl. She has big bones. You can see it when she weighs in. Like she is a big old skeleton on that scale. So I think Valentina, who's more of a natural 125er, I think she's really going to have to be strategic in when she comes in, how making her miss, trying to find those opportunities, and then getting in on her and taking advantage of it. It could be, I feel like it could be like a really boring, like push up against the fence kind of fight where Valentina just gets to a good position, gets to a good clinch position and then tries to score from there. I think that might be the safest way to victory, but we'll see. She could set some stuff up too, but Manon, she's definitely has the skills to beat her. So that's going to be a pick 'em, I feel like.
Yeah.
We shall see. We got another good question on our YouTube from Manuela Handro 2817. And they said, what age would you involve your daughter in martial arts? Is judo the best intro since the most practical and refined technique? What are some thoughts or what are some do's and don'ts of early childhood gym experience in your opinions as girls yourselves? And that last question, we might not be the best people to ask.
Well, I used to teach kids a lot.
Okay.
I've run a lot of kids programs, and the first thing I'm going to say is don't live vicariously through your children. This is something that I've seen repeatedly. Like parents bring their kids in, and this is not like a dig or a diss, but like parents bring their kids in and they want them to do the sport that maybe they couldn't do. They didn't get an opportunity to because it wasn't a thing for them. And so they force their kids into these situations, and the kid may not be ready for it, not have a desire for it, but the parents want them to do it. So the first thing I would say is make sure that your kid actually has an interest in it. I think that traditional martial arts are great for building a child up to be a young adult. I think it's great for body awareness, discipline, respect, all sorts of things. I think there are great things that come from putting your kids into martial arts that don't just involve like being athletic or competitive. I think there are a lot of like great life lessons that kids can be taught in those. So I'm a huge fan of putting kids into mixed martial arts. I think honestly, going back, if I was raising an athlete, if I was trying to raise a fighter, somebody who really wanted to do it, I put them in gymnastics first.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
Put them in gymnastics because I don't know how many kids I have taught and adults that I've taught that don't know the right from the left. They don't have great body awareness.
Can't do a cartwheel.
Can't. You have explosive and athletic ability. You're fine.
It's more of a cart, like oval.
It's a kick.
It's a bent wheel. It's a cart bent wheel.
It's very impressive. But yeah, I would put your kid in gymnastics first. And I would just let them understand their body more and coordination. And then I would put them into maybe one of their choice. I always tell my friends, because I get asked a lot, I always say, like, go get those like week-long or 2-week-long trials and see what your kid is into, see what they like. They'll usually tell you that there's an age window, like 4, 6 years old, maybe a good time to start, but it really depends on the kid. I think that parents don't take their kids' wants and desires into consideration enough, to be honest.
Yeah. And we live in a country where, you know, you can choose what you end up doing. So it's nice to be able to have people who, you know, are just passionate about what they're doing it. And when you don't have that passion, like someone, well, I forget who it was, but someone was telling me about competing against like people from different countries where like all they do is wrestle. Like they were born to be a wrestler, but this person who's been training half the time that this other person will still go in and smash them because they enjoy wrestling. Like they're passionate about it, and they have like this natural ability to learn from it, to get creative with it. And I think you don't have that when you're forced into something. If you're forced into a career, into a sport, then eventually you start to fight back, and eventually you end up quitting after investing a bunch of time into it just because you're not feeling it anymore. So I definitely want to be still fighting if I wasn't passionate about it. I started at a later age. I think you did too. Yeah. But when I see kids in there that really enjoy being there, it's obvious. Like when you're teaching, you always have the one or two like favorites that just love it. Like you teach them something, they pick it up like that. Or even if it takes them longer to learn it, when they pull it off, like in sparring or in grappling or whatever, and they pull something off that they learned, they're so excited to show you or so excited to tell you about it. So I would look for those moments when deciding that you're going to put your kid into something like that. And yeah, like I think judo is great for some people, but it's really hard on the body.
It's a young person sport.
It is like, make sure you go to a gym that has good reviews. We've seen a lot of scary videos surface from the judo world where like you just have, what do you call the instructors? Senseis. You have those guys just really abusing the system and like throwing kids way too hard, not using crash pads, just like kind of abusing people. And like you definitely don't want to go to a gym like that. Like you can work hard and not be abused by your trainer. So definitely do your research, look into what school you're going to go to, talk with parents. Make sure you can like watch, even if you can't talk to the kids while they're in class, make sure you can at least watch the class go down and see what they're actually working on. But yeah, I think if I were to do it all over again, I would want to focus on the grappling part first, like wrestling and jiu-jitsu, and then start learning like Muay Thai and boxing. Because I feel like those were the hardest for me to learn as an adult. So I feel like, and judo too, I mean, if you can go from wrestling to judo and then eventually throw them into a jiu-jitsu class, I feel like that's a good game plan for a kid who wants to learn how to be an MMA fighter eventually. But also, like, I didn't know that I wanted to be an MMA fighter until I got good at Muay Thai. So a lot of times you just have to think about it short term. Like, do they want to be a judoka? All right, put them in judo class. Yeah. Do they want to be a good wrestler? Okay, put them in wrestling. Do they want to box? Okay, put them in boxing. Don't think about the end game until they're like, you know, ready to put everything together.
Yeah, that's why I like the idea of doing like the free trials, or just, you know, you go test a gym out for a couple weeks and see if it's something that they want to do. Because kids are sponges, and they can learn to do things pretty quickly, but that doesn't mean that they have a desire to do it or that they like it. Going back to what you were kind of talking about earlier, kids can be great at things, but then you get to this certain age and level of competition where they have to really want it and like it.
Yeah, especially when it gets hard, especially when they have their first couple of bad losses. It's going to be hard to get them back in the gym if they don't enjoy being there. So, yeah, make sure they're having fun with it, and then the rest will come easy. All right, well, we should probably break.
It's about that time.
But we got more to talk about. So we'll be back with another little session of Ask Us Anything and some more random MMA news that happened this week before UFC 310.
Which I'll be going to. Bam.
Yeah. If you're a member, you can get our next episode right away. If not, you'll have to wait until Tuesday. And also, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you'll have to wait till Tuesday too. Sorry. But it's coming. It's coming. All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye.